G'day guys and girls, how you going? It's your boy Jaybull 1990 and welcome to a building tutorial. If you guys would like to build awesome builds just like this, which I'm going to just show around to you guys while I talk to you guys, then you want to stick around for this video. This video I'm going to teach you guys how to build a SkyWars map. This is the very first SkyWars map that I've built. My server isn't open yet, so if any of you guys are watching this and haven't seen my YouTube before and wondering about my server, I'm building a Skyblock server, and this is the very first map that I only built just yesterday. It only took me a day. So have a good look at it. I don't want to give away too much, but I built this completely solo, and it didn't even take a day. And what I'm going to do is show you guys how to build an island just like this, just the very basics of it. Not exactly this island, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can create the exact same dynamics and like build your own custom SkyWars map. It's so easy. All you need is a simple, basic, empty server that you can have full access to. Lag free. WorldEdit needs to be, it's an absolute must. You need WorldEdit and an imagination, and you need to have whatever it is you're going to build already in your head before you do it. So if any of you guys have seen Lord of the Rings, you know where I've gone with this. It's little hobbit houses with Sauron's tower. Easy, but amazing map, right? So I'm going to teach you guys how to do the very basics of it. I'm not going to build too much detail. I'm just going to show you guys what it's like, or how to build the SkyWars map and how you can use WorldEdit, like how I did all this. Every island is split apart perfectly in numbers and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to teach that to you guys right now. So we'll just go back. We're on a flat world right now, and I'm just going to show you guys this. It's not going to be very detailed, like I said. If you want detail, you can just have a look at the build that I just did. It's pretty amazing. But this is I'm going to show you guys how to do the basics. Then the rest is up to you guys. So find yourself a flat world if you can, or if not, dig out a huge chunky area if you need to. It's going to be super easy. It'd be awesome if you have creative and WorldEdit. This is going to make your life so much easier. Build up just like I did. Doesn't really matter how high, just make sure it's pretty decently high. Build all the way up, and then you're just going to stand on your block, and we're going to do this by layers. And what I mean by layers is we'll build the first layer, then the second layer, then the third layer, and etc. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a snowy type ice theme going on, and I should really do this before I should really explain this before I get started. What you want to do is always build the center. You know how you guys just seen Sauron's tower that was just there, the center point? You always want to build the center island first. That's very important. And then I'm just going to do this just like a tiny version of it. And then all you're going to do is build your islands surrounding that centerpiece. And it's super easy. If you build the middle island first, and then all you have to do is build one island, and that's it. The rest is so easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So the center is very important. You need to build the center first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. It's not going to be too big either, because I want to keep it fairly simple. But then again, like, I don't want to do it too small, because some of you guys might get confused. So what we're going to do we're going to make our center spawn point like our middle island. I'm going to do it really snowy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it kind of just pyramid up. And if you don't know what pyramiding means, so like the island's going to look like this. This is just like a front face view. So it's going to end up looking like it funnels down, like the island has a spike underneath it rather than just like a flat disc. So to do that, we're going to start off small and then just do exactly that, pyramid up. So what we're going to do is the commands are really easy, and they work wonders. The command that we're going to use is // sil for cylinder, and then we're going to do the block ID. So let's do 50% ice, and actually let's do 30% ice. Do 30% ice, and then comma, and then we're going to do 70% snow block, just like that. And then what you want to do after that is do the radius of the circle. And like I said, we want to start small and then gradually get big. So we're going to do 4 and then 4. So it's 4 by 4. There you go. That's a little cylinder that you just created. That's going to be the very bottom peak of this little island. Now what's very important, we actually should probably use a different color wool. Let's use purple. What's very important too is that you always keep the center. You always need to keep the center of your cylinders marked. It's just going to be really easy. Little cylinders like this are easy because you can just like work it out just like that. But it's just very easy. It makes it so much easier if you just remember it just like this. And then all we're going to do is pyramid up by 2 increments. So let's just do 6 by 6, jump up, and then do 8 by 8, so on and so forth. And then we'll do 10 by 10, and we'll finish on 10 by 10. Right, keep going, and then we'll go 12 by 12. Now all you've done is just copy the same command, as easy as that. And then if you zoom back out a little bit, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. See how it kind of like just, it looks so much nicer. It actually looks like a little island. Now if you wanted just to keep going with this to make your island even bigger, like I said, I'm just making this little just to make tutorial purposes super easy. So now that we've got our center point marked out, go directly in each direction. You actually need to only go in one direction. But if you want to mark out the center pieces in all of them just to be symmetrical, then you can. It doesn't really make a difference, but you can. So we're just going to come out here, mark the center pieces. Now we're going to go in any direction you want. You guys get to choose. And you just want to come out a certain amount of blocks. It doesn't really matter how far you go out, but I generally like to keep it about 15 blocks. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, go about 15 blocks, get rid of the rest, and this is going to be the center point of the other little island. Now if we want to, that was how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, no, we went from 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That was 5 times. So if we come down 5 times, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be even with the other side there. So we actually need to come down 6. So we're actually standing on the same level. So this is the center point. We're just going to repeat that exact same thing. So come from 4, jump up. But we actually let's undo that, because we actually want to make these a little bit smaller, these ones. So let's actually finish on 4. I'll finish on, let's do a 2 by 2. That was 5 times. Excuse me guys, I'm still a little bit sick, that's why my voice is a little bit raspy. And then we go 4 by 4. You can just repeat this process, just keep repeating it. 6 by 6. And we're gonna be finishing on 10 on this one. And actually, let's just, for argument's sake, let's just make this one a little bit different. Let's just finish there, just so it's not, this tutorial isn't going to be too long. So there you go guys, that's way too big. But you guys will get the point, you'll see what I'm talking about. So these are the little islands where people will spawn. Now with Skyblock, it's very important to remember where you want your people to spawn in. Now if you guys are watching this video to get a tutorial on how to build Skyblock, how to actually build a Skyblock world, then you'll know what I'm talking about here. On SkyWars, sorry. On SkyWars, when you first join a game, you spawn in little glass capsules that look just like this. It actually has one on top of it, just like that, right? See, in these little capsules, actually only 3 high, but you know, you spawn in these little capsules, and the time ticks down. The center of the map has all these chests in it, and the time counts down, bam, the block breaks, and then you get your chests and your weapons, and away you go. It's like a perfect mixture of what's it called, of Hunger Games and Skyblock itself. So it's easy, right? So you always want to remember where your spawn point is going to be for when you're going to make your build. I'm not going to make this incredibly detailed, just because I want to try to make this for a tutorial. Don't want to make it go too long. So if you wanted to make this really detailed, you can, you know, you just do whatever, build whatever it is you want. You know, if you want to build an igloo, you just got to remember that, you know, for Skyblock, you always got to remember there's going to be chests and stuff, you know, buried around everywhere, stuff like that, right? So we're not going to do it detailed. Like I said, I'm just making this very basic. But if you guys are building this and following this tutorial, build your whole entire little island first. Don't worry about your center point. Like, you got to do that. You got to do exactly what we did. You got to start with that, and then when you do your little island here, finish it. Build it all, because the other islands are going to be split copies, like identical copies of all of this. It's going to be identical. So you want to make sure that you get this right. So finish it all off. Just setting the time. Excuse me guys. Finish it all off so it's completely finished. It needs to be completely finished. We're just going to say, for argument's sake, that this one is. Now, once you've got your build finished, what you're going to want to do is copy that whole entire island. Now, the best way to do this for WorldEdit is find your corner of your builds. So this is the corner of our builds. We're going to do it for both opposite corners, adjacent corners. So that's one corner. Come across to this side, to the other corner. Just like that. Right, so you've got your two corners, but now what you also need to remember is going up and down. So if we only select this point to that point, it's going to just select this top layer. It won't copy the bottom layer, it won't copy the chest, it won't copy that. You want to come up. So to get that little capsule in, you just want to build all the way up to where you see, if you go further, that's completely fine. It's about there, right? So that's the corner, get rid of the rest, but now we've come up, so now we're above that. Left click it with your wand, with your wooden axe, which is the WorldEdit tool. Then you also not only need to go up, you need to come down as well. So to come down for this one, we need to come 4 blocks down, just because that's what this one is, and then right click it with your wooden axe. That's selected a cube around from that pink block to that pink block. It's made a cube around this whole entire island. Now this is why it's really important to have this finished. Once that's done, come over to the middle of your island. Once you've come over to the middle line, remember this is, how many blocks down is it? I think it's only 1. Yeah, it's only 1 block down. So you see how it's 1 step down? Come to the center of your island, and then if yours is like mine, it's 1 step down. Stand in the middle, and come 1 block down. Look at the island, and do / copy. That's now copied everything in that cube. It's selected that whole entire island and copied it. Now, if you want to put it over that way, over towards the right, all you have to do is do / rotate space the degrees that you want. We want to do it by 90 degrees. So once you've done that, plop it down. You've just rotated it by 90. Now all you have to do is turn, look at where you're going to paste it, and do / paste. And look at that. Magic. It's just copied it directly across. It's the exact same. It's the exact same height, it's the exact same distance, it's the exact same build, it's identical. Now what you want to do, you could just repeat that and go 4 times around, but I'm going to show you guys an easier way, a much easier way. What you want to do is you want to do exactly that, right? But then you want to figure out the middle of this, and it's not that hard to do so. The easiest way is just to do, kind of like what we did before, come all the way across like this. This is the most accurate way to do it. Oops, sorry. And that's the center. That's the center of this block. The center of this build is right there. So if we like bring this out just like that, it's right there. So now all you want to do is bring this out so it's roughly in between the middle of these. It doesn't have to be identical because these other islands are going to be a little bit off anyway. So what you want to do is just do that. Come out a little bit to where you want the middle of the spawn point to be. Here will be fine. And then you want to come back to the island that you created and where you selected it, and you're going to copy it again. You can do that, but you're not going to go over to the middle like we did before and copy it. You're going to stay on the little island, stand on the middle block, look down, and do / copy. That's now copied this island directly where you're standing. So now if you come stand on a block, wherever you're standing and you paste it is where it will paste it. Now this might collide because of the size of the islands, but paste. Now look at that. What that's done, I've actually done a little bit too high because I forgot that we were 1 block below. We're 1 block lower than the other ones. So, do that again. Paste. Now what that's done is just selected, no, I just went 1 too low, but that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I actually prefer it on the other island that I just built. Actually, it has one that's a little bit lower. But so now if you come to the middle, look, it's identical. You know, you've got 3 identical islands that just has a tiny little dip. Now, to make your whole entire life easy, you guys are going to love this. It makes it so much easier. Get rid of these. You don't need these here no more. Now, what we're going to do now is select these two islands. So what we're going to have to do that, if you draw an imaginary cube, like imaginary square around this, it goes around and down that way. Is this, yeah, this is going to collide with that actually. It doesn't, actually, let's just do this. I just want to do this for you guys because it's, it will kind of just screw everything up if I don't. Just because I was a little bit too close. But just going to need to get rid of these. Like that. We're out by 1 block. That's just because I rushed it. But that's fine. That's completely fine. So, now, is that good? Yeah, that's good. It's going to be close, but it's good. So now what we want to do is we want to world edit our cube around these 2 islands. And to do that, we're going to do pretty much exactly what we did before, but we're just going to have to do a little bit differently. That sounds a little bit confusing. Exactly the same, but different. So, we're going to come all the way up as high as we need to. Which is just, there's good. Right? Get rid of the rest. Just like that. These are minor details that you can buffer out later. So now we've selected that corner. Now we want to come across to the adjacent corner, which is on this island over here, Now remember, it's only 2 islands. Don't worry about the third one. Come across just like that, and then come down. 1, 2, 3, 4 it was. Just like that. Now, right click it. And now we're just going to do the exact same thing of what we did before. And we didn't need, like, what I did before to paste that there, 90 degrees, was just to demonstrate for you guys. It's about to get removed, but it doesn't matter. It's not really going to get removed. It's going to get replaced. Now, do the exact same thing what we did before. Do copy. Now, rotate by 90 degrees. Turn to your 90 degrees. It's always to your right whenever you do 90 degrees. And paste. Now, have a look at this. It's just completely split these two and place it there and there. Now, if we do it again, it's going to be there and there. I'll show you guys. And you just repeat this. It's so simple. Rotate it. Paste. And there you go. It's just done it again. And then all you have to do is do it once more, just to polish it off and make everything look nice and pretty. Paste. And look at that. How awesome is that magic? Now you've got your little islands completely identical away, like everything's identical. The distance that they are away from each other, you know, the heights, like this is 1 block lower, but every corner island is going to be 1 block lower. It's completely identical. Then all you have to do is customize it, build your towers or your igloos and your massive spawn point to have your epic battles, and that's how you do it, guys. I really do hope this tutorial helped. That's how I build my skyblock. That's how I build my skyblock maps. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy, and once you've got all this down, you know it's completely identical, you can decorate it, and that's the most important part. I just wanted to do this tutorial because a lot of you guys actually asked me how I build and what I use to build and all that kind of good stuff, and some people just think I make most of my stuff with creative mode, which you'd be crazy. To build all this in creative would take weeks, and I don't have weeks, as most of you guys don't as well. If you want to do this nice and fast and easy, just follow this tutorial. I hope it helped out, guys, and like I said, show me. I'd really love to see some screenshots. I'll post them in the comments section down below. If you guys have built any SkyWars maps, I'd be really interested to see, and who knows, I might pick one of you guys up as a builder, and you guys can help me out with my builds. But I hope this tutorial helped, and if you can, please leave this video a like and share it around to your friends. It will help anybody else out who needs help on building Skyblock or SkyWars servers and maps and stuff like that. And maybe if you guys want a tutorial on WorldEdit to give you guys a little bit more information on how to use WorldEdit, I can do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a rating, it really does help me out a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.